Hello, friends, intergalactic friends. This is Carlene Saelg with Interstellar Chats. We're here with another episode, and today we're talking about, oh my gosh, beings and dowsing rods and just finding energetic vortexes and all the things that are super special, but also really we don't have a lot of knowledge in, but we want to explore it. So we want to take you along on the ride, right? So thank you for being here. I'm Carlene. This is
Kristin Anderson.
And
James.
Okay, excellent. We're all introduced.
Go, James. What do you got?
Well, okay, so I've had some interesting experiences in this condo, and have felt very, very, very strong presences of not being alone. And so the other night, it was so strong, and I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. Please just let me know, are you here? Who's here? And literally over here on the side, right here, I didn't see a being, and it wasn't even necessarily a shape, but I saw gold light, and it was radiating. And I said, okay, well, thank you. And that was it. And I'm like, what are they doing here? And so I guess we're just being constantly observed. But what it is really is the veil is thinning, and this is the greatest show on earth. And so there are beings all around us all the time. I was in the kitchen the other day. Well, it wasn't the other day, but a couple of months ago. And I also had another very strange experience. I think I even mentioned this before on another episode, but I could see what looked like a geometric square box. I know that sounds so strange, but I could see it, but then I couldn't see it. And
was it gold?
No.
No. Okay.
And, yeah, this was very different from what that was, and I saw that twice. And it felt as though it was maybe cloaking something, and it was pretty large. That was right here in my living room.
Wow,
you know?
what's large? Like what? Like a couple feet, or?
I'd say as tall, almost to the ceiling. Almost to the ceiling was this giant square triangle thing.
Square or triangle?
Well, more of a rectangle, actually, if I'm precise.
Now, I'm interested to know, do you think it was an opening? Was it a portal?
I think it possibly could be. I also, though, think that...
Were you afraid to go near it?
No.
Okay.
No. I just felt it.
Did you try sticking your arm through it?
I didn't, but I could tell there was something I could just feel the energy very, very strong. And I kept looking up. I just kept looking up as if it was a very large being.
Awesome.
And I was sitting here in my living room with me.
So interesting. That's so cool. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I did the other day, because I was sitting at my computer. I was just doing some website work, and my day was going one direction, and this video just popped up on the side, and it was about dowsing rods. And she was showing people how to use them and how to make them. And so all of a sudden I had a whole plan for my day, and it went completely haywire, as in coat hanger wire. And I'm over at my mother's looking for a wire coat hanger, which, believe me, I'm an organizer, so I got rid of all of those a long time ago. She's like, I don't know if I have any. I'm like searching. I'm like, you have to have one. You have to have one. I need one.
Didn't you do some dry cleaning? There's gotta be one.
So I get this wire coat hanger. She had one. and I'm taking it apart and I'm building these, you form it into like, it has a handle part and then a long wire that sticks out. It's like like the corner of a rectangle, right? And you hold one end, you hold them level to the ground and
Parallel to the ground?
parallel to
Okay.
the ground. And they kind of free spin in your hands just because of the wire.
Really?
They're very free spinning. You can go like this and spin them around. So you hold them like this, parallel, the extenders parallel to the ground, and you ask questions. Of course, you have to calibrate
Like a
first.
pendulum.
Like a pendulum, but a little bit different. So, I could point this way and be like, okay, show me Carlene. Where's Carlene? And this one will go like that. And then what you're supposed to do, right? So you have two now, one's this way and one's that way. What you do is you turn towards the one that's moving.
Okay.
And you turn,
And you ask another question.
turn until they level, and they'll
Oh,
level
okay.
out.
And they come back together.
And then you could say X marks the spot. And if I stood up and went over you, they would cross when they're in your field and make an X.
And then
So-
what does that do?
So I was in the living room. I'm just playing around because I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm up there and I'm like, okay, are there any guides here?
Good question. Good
Right?
question.
Because I'm always calling in the guides, but I'm also protecting. So I'm like, I don't know who's here. They could have all been banished. It's very possible. So I'm like, okay, so is there anybody here? Is there anybody here? And one of them moved a little bit. And I kind of went that way and they straightened out. I mean, it's definitely a little bit of a practice because if you're moving, they're moving. So you got to be careful. Very much like the pendulum. But so I walked towards where it was pointing, because that's another thing, wherever it's pointing, you can walk towards it and say X marks the spot. And so I said, are you one of my guides? And there was nothing. And then I said, are you a guide for Pierce? And boom, they crossed. That's a yes.
Wow.
And it just went boom. And I was like, whoa.
See what's happening? Her fingers are crossed.
It goes like this. Yeah. And then, so you're supposed to, before you ask a question, you straighten them out again. So no is out, yes is crossed. And then of course you can point in different directions. You could ask where things are. Now this woman was saying, you can even use them to find your keys. Like, I can't find my keys. Where are my keys? And one will just kind of go off and point and you follow it. Right?
Why weren't we taught this in kindergarten?
I need
I'm
that.
up
I need
there.
that.
In my house talking, and Pierce is coming up to me and he's like, Mom, what are you doing? I'm like, show me where you are. And he just looked at me, he's like eating something, he's like, okay, bye. Like, Mom's crazy. And I'm like just walking around the living room in coat hangers with like a crazy person.
Crazy, but not, right? So,
Right? So
because dowsing, let me make this very clear. Dowsing is an ancient form of communicating with
Yes.
energy and with ley lines. So the energy
you
of
can
the
find
earth,
ley lines, you can find water,
vortexes, all the things. So
vortexes,
this
yeah.
is not Kristin being crazy. This is actually a real ancient technology. Okay, so look it up
It
if you're
was-
not sure.
So fascinating. I just got goosebumps thinking about it. So I got them here and I'm pointing to the area where I just got the X saying this is a guide for Pierce. And I said, where are you in the room? And one kind of moved very slightly. It was so little, like an inch. And I just kind of followed it and I just kept walking forward. And I have this, like a window bench in a bookcase in my house. And it just led me right to the bench. And as soon as I went over the seat, they crossed. And I was like,
You're
oh
sitting
my
down.
there's a being sitting in that's crazy. It was cool. And then I got distracted and didn't ask any more questions, but I said thank you and hello.
Nice.
Right?
And did you tell Pierce?
No. No. But he's aware, and he's aware of those things, being that he's
So her son is 12. So I was just wondering if she told him that he has a guide in the house, but no,
I didn't tell him, but
but he probably knows.
I think he knows. Yeah, he's pretty connected. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, have you guys tried
So I have
dowsing?
not, I have actually been interested in dowsing for quite a while, because I'm sure I've done it many times in other lifetimes. But it is always something that, yeah, I'll get to it kind of thing, and then I never get to it.
Right.
So maybe this is something we can try.
I mean, that was really what happened to me. Like, I was like, oh, I want to try that one day.
Mhm.
But, you know, one day never came
then a
until
video popped
yesterday.
up.
It just popped up, and I was like, I'm going to do this right now, right now, right now. I need wire cutters. I need an anvil. I need a hammer. I'm making these
Torch
things.
and a hammer.
Torch and a hammer. Yes. All of a
Not-
sudden,
not
I'm a
today.
blacksmith.
We are like comedy hosts, aren't we?
Today's the day, people. I would go get my hangers. You want me to see? I'll go get them.
All right, go get them.
Yeah. Okay. You guys
All right,
talk
talk
amongst yourselves.
You know, on that website where we got our vocals, they sell dowsing rods as
Oh,
well.
they do. Okay, so crystallightandsound.com, where we get our amazing Vogel crystals and generators. We can get dowsing rods there, and hopefully they're not too expensive, or we can just make them ourselves, because honestly, this is how all of the many for centuries, this is how people would find water, right? So you would know by using these dowsing rods where the water was accessible, and you could dig a well for your village, right? It's pretty awesome.
I know.
And who taught us that? Did we just intuitively know?
No. That was
Somebody.
the star people. The star people did
The
it.
star people had to tell us how to do it, and it must have just gotten, through the traditions, something that was passed down to, who knows, maybe the medicine people or what have you, but that's how you would find your water for your village,
Oh,
right?
mhm.
Yeah, so here we go, homemade dowsing rods.
Oh my gosh. Observe the hangers. Right? So it's really nothing special, but these right here,
How
sorry,
did you get them so
these-
straight?
they need to be
Did you
right
count
angles.
them?
I did.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You really put some effort in.
I did. I mean, it takes a little bit, you just work it, but it's not as hard as really you would think. I thought it was going to be much harder. So these are they, and you hold them.
Proper grammar too.
You hold it.
These are they.
These are they. And you hold them. I don't know. Can you see that? I don't want to point him towards you, Carlene.
Okay.
You really hold your hands.
Parallel to the ground.
Yeah, you want your knuckles touching
Oh,
so
okay.
that you're not wiggling around.
Mhm.
And then you can start asking questions. Let's see if we can get it to do something. Let's see. Show me yes.
It's crossing over. So X marks
you
the
see it?
spot. Yes, totally. So are you seeing this on screen? Kristen is not moving
It's
at
hard
all.
to see it.
And the ends of the wires are crossing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then if you want to just reset them right away, just point them down to the ground. Let's see.
Awesome. Okay.
Show me no.
Huh. So they're not really moving. Or is it coming out?
Show me no. Yeah, they're pushing away from each other.
Are they?
Barely, but yes. If you were behind here, you could see.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just a little bit. They're pushing away.
Okay. So yes means X marks the spot,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
In this moment.
Yes. And yeah, if that's a yes, no question, that's your yes and no. You could do X marks the spot. Let's say, we'll reset and get them stable here. Show me Carlene. Where's Carlene?
Do you see this? Can
It's
you see it,
hard to
James?
see it. It's hard to see it.
Hard
It
to
is
see it?
totally, look,
From
here it is. It's like
It's
right
pointing
here,
to you.
totally pointing at me.
It's hard to see it.
Uh-huh.
So then
Yeah.
I would turn to where it's
So you're
pointing.
turning now towards me. You're purposely turning towards me. And now it's coming back together and pointing at me. Did you see that? It totally just went back.
Yes.
Wow.
Kristen, those are amazing.
Isn't that cool?
I've looked up online. I've looked those up online. It looks exactly like it. Looks
Right.
exactly like it.
I mean, you
So
can
we
get,
can do this with a wire hanger.
you can do it with a wire hanger. You can
So what if
get,
you did it like with copper?
you can buy copper ones that have a little handle. Here, check it out. The ones that have a handle, and she was saying that you could use
And
like,
it takes a little bit of control, you guys.
you got to hold real still.
Yes.
So you can use this
'Cause
as
mine
a
are all
handle.
cray cray.
See, look, you can stick this in there like that and hold the handle. So you're not holding the metal. You would just hold it like that.
Ah. Oh, I
So-
see. That actually works a little bit better.
She said she doesn't like to use a handle. And I think I didn't use a handle either.
Apparently it doesn't.
Yeah, you gotta,
Yeah.
they have to be the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should definitely try it. It's pretty cool. And
That's-
it's nice to experiment with these things. I love to experiment with pendulums and tarot cards, and I always wanted to try dowsing, but
Mhm.
you know, I remember my brother telling me of a friend of his who asks it all kinds of questions, does all kind of things. I'm like, but how does that work? Because you can't do that with a pendulum. Because it doesn't.
Oh, because it doesn't point
It
in the
doesn't point.
direction.
It just get, you can get a yes, a no, or a maybe, but
But it doesn't give you
this
direction.
points
Wow.
you to things.
That's incredible.
That is
Right?
incredible.
So you can-
James, do you have any hangers? We're gonna do it. We're doing this.
I don't have any. I don't have any. I don't do dry
Right?
cleaning.
Call
Yeah.
a friend. Call a friend.
You really just need 2 pieces of metal like this. I mean, you could use metal wire or,
I'll mail you a hanger.
That is awesome.
isn't it cool?
It really is. They
I
look
think
just
it's-
like the ones I've looked up online for. Seriously.
Interesting. Very
So yeah, so whatever the
interesting.
price is for a dowsing rod, you don't need it. Go get a dry cleaning wire hanger and work it into this shape,
Yep.
right? And
Mhm.
have 2 of them. And there you go. Super simple, doesn't require any spending anything. And you've got a super functional dowsing rod that works.
So simple. And I don't know if you can see this, but the way to do it is when your wire is straight, you want to grab it so that there's a little bit hanging out the bottom and just put your thumb there. And wherever your thumb is, that's where you want to bend it and make your angle. And then the rest sticks straight out.
So it literally fits your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
And
I have
your
these
day
in the
was
house.
just changed around and you learned how to douse.
I learned how to douse and I found Carlene.
You found me in the room. Here I am.
Here she is.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
So we can find all sorts of things, right? If you want to find water, what if you want to put a well in your own backyard? You can find where the water is and not have to dig all over the place. You can literally find it. X marks the spot, dig your hole, put in a well, and now you don't have to depend on the city water. You've got your own well, right? So that's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
But then also, especially for you homesteaders, you can go out and find where your water source is on your property. But also, what if you wanted to find the energy vortex?
Yeah, I mean, what if you wanted to know the best place to plant corn? Or the best place to plant your peas or an apple tree or whatever you've got going on your homestead.
I'm so doing
Right?
this.
That's
The best
cool.
place for me to plant whatever, and it'll just be like boom, boom. You just follow it. It's really cool.
Now we're really truly in divine flow because we are following the energy of where Mother Gaia is telling us, I want to grow the corn right here.
Yeah, it's very cool.
That is pretty
Yeah.
awesome. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna
That
go
was-
make some dowsing rods right now today.
It's so fun. It's so fun. And it's so fun to like, so James, I was thinking about you with your light being in the corner of your room. Like you could ask it questions with these dowsing rods.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right?
Yes.
And
Very
if you ask the question appropriately, you know, you'll get a yes or no. If you don't get anything, you can always re-ask the question in a way that's easy for them to give you a yes, no answer. It's kind of like working with Chat GPT, right? You have to
Be
ask a better
precise.
question. You know, if you're not getting an answer, ask a better question.
There you go. I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. And then also remembering to reset after a question.
You have to,
right?
yeah,
Reset it
reset.
by pointing down to the ground and then back up. I love this. I'm definitely going to do this, especially because I have a blank slate of a yard right now, and
Yeah.
it needs some
Oh, that's
it needs some landscaping, and we also do want to do kind of a garden, so we can find out now energetically the best place, not just the sunniest spot on the
right.
in the yard, right?
Yeah.
So this is good news. Thank you,
Nice.
Kristin.
Yes, you're
Thank you for
welcome.
teaching us how to douse on Interstellar Chats. It's awesome.
So fun.
All right. So with that, we will end there, and we will see you all on our next episode of Interstellar Chats. Please like, subscribe, share, do all the things. We need more subscribers. We're headed towards 100. We're almost there. So give us a like and a subscribe. Thank you so much. See you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, guys.